Hey everybody, just getting back to you guys. Thanks so much for the warm reception on that video I just did last on the Rode PodMic. And today we're going to do a $99 Shure SM57 versus the $99 PodMic. Plus, to boot, we're going to put some smart lab tests and a giant squid audio test, which are two lav mics. One's $79, the Rode Smart Lav Plus, and the other one's the giant squid omnidirectional mono microphone. That's $40. But these are what these two are. The Shure SM57 is right here with a little pop filter, and you're gonna hear back and forth what they sound like. I just got these yesterday, or I got this one a couple days ago rather, and this one I've had for a while, and I've actually used it with the FET head. Today there is no FET head. This is all going directly into my Tascam DR60 Mark II, which has two mic inputs and a 3/4 input, like a 3 and 4 combo input, which the giant squid is connected to, and then the Smart Lab is connected to the Smart Lab Interview Kit SCL6, I think, and that's going into the iPad right there, and it's an audio interface, which is pretty great. It takes TRRS labs, which is pretty awesome. So for $99, here I have the Tascam on high input on both the mic XLR inputs, which is to the PodMic and to the Shure SM57. So, and then I'm just going to do no post-processing. I'm just going to raise it up to the European standards of LUFS, and that's it. And then that's what you're going to be hearing right now. The PodMic, like I said, is $99, which is a great new microphone by Rode. Pretty amazing microphone. It's got really good depth and really good deepness to its sound. And then the SM57 has been around for a very long time, and it's a $99 microphone. Both are dynamic microphones, which is pretty amazing. Both of these can be used in interview settings. They can be used in radio, in podcasting, whichever one you want. And like, really, it's just about whether or not you want to get picky at it or whatever. But I think if you really want something that's going to stand the test of time, both of these are pretty quite good. So you have to decide on your own. Really, I have both, and I have two of these, and I have only one of these because the Rode PodMic right now is very, very hard to get. Not many people, I think a lot of people still have it on pre-order as of March 28th or something like that here in the United States and in Canada. So by all means, just listen to these files. Think about what you want to use them for. I'm definitely going to use these both all the time, because I think even when I listen to them through the cans, they're pretty close. I would say the PodMic does have a little bit more depth to it, a little bit, as opposed to the Shure SM57, which has that live type of thing, but it still has a little bit of bass. But you know, it's all depends what you want, and I've used both in podcast settings and radio settings, and only, like I said, just recently I've used this one for a couple podcasts, and I've just been blown away by it. And like I said, both of them need tremendous amount of drive and gain. Basically gain. Drive is my own word for it. But when I use the FET head, I use it on like more sensitive types of devices, or devices that have less gain, like the Zoom series portable microphones, or portable interfaces rather. Those have tremendously shorter and like smaller amount of gain that you can get out of it, which is basically those knobs that you turn. Or if you want to use it for, you know, a preamplifier to, you know, make that other audio interface work less if you're recording from home. If you have, like I said in the previous episode, a tube amp MP like by Art, or any of those types of separate preamps that just do preamps, that one is consumer budget rather, can really do a lot to raise these things to line level, to the level that you need to hear them in, so you can actually get them. Because this one requires about, if I'm not mistaken, 56, 57, and this one about the same. I think actually a little bit more. So it really does need quite a bit to drive. But this has a pop filter in it, which is pretty awesome. The Shure SM57, like, I had to buy it. It's extra. But you usually see those at the White House or any of those types of places. And here, it has an internal pop filter, and it has an internal suspension, like, so that you don't have, if there's any movement, you can't really hear it. I'm moving it, and there's nothing going on. I can't hear it in the can. So maybe when I lift it up, it'll be better. So like I said, they're both $99. So you have this, you know, what do I do type of thing. Do you want the aesthetic looking, or do you want the classic, like the classic that everybody kind of knows, and then sort of the classic? Because like this is really what in radio, if you look at, you know, any podcasts or any radio shows or Joe Rogan's show, they have the SM7B, which is a $400 microphone, which is 4 times the price of this. So I don't have one of those, but I mean, it all depends on what type of sound you're looking for. So, and then we have the smart labs, which are just down here, and that's the one is connected directly to the audio interface, and the other one's, like I said, down to the iPad, which is the Smart Lab Plus, and then the one that's connected to the interface to the Tascam is the Giant Squid omnidirectional microphone. So you're going to hear those as well as we're going through, and I love those as well. And now that I know how to kind of put everything together, I can have 3 microphones there. I can have 2 microphones here. So I can have 5 people recorded in a podcast, which is pretty awesome. That's pretty great for minimalism. If I really just want to have 2, I can just use the iPad and the audio interface and just use that if I'm on the go. If I can't, you know, I don't want to have check baggage and I can't carry these things, definitely, I think the audio interface is going to be pretty good. I'm going to listen to it and see if it's good or not, and I'll definitely say yes or no right here. So yeah, there's not much really else to kind of say. Like, these are really the standard microphones around, and they're just budget awesome. They're built like tanks. These 2 right here are built like tanks. They're all metal construction. They can really take a beating. I would say probably the Shure SM57 is a bit more sensitive if you touch it and stuff, but I don't really hear it that much as opposed to this, the PodMic, which is pretty amazing. Like, it's pretty good sounding, and even movement doesn't really do much. And I'm using really good cables. I'm using Mogami cables and Canary cables, so those are really interesting and you know, interference resistant type of cables, and these microphones are pretty interference resistance as well. So let me know what you guys think down below. You know, these are both $99. Crazy when you have to compare 2 of the same priced. What are you looking for? Are you looking for something that's more aesthetically looking, more bass sounding? Are you looking for something that's more rugged and more, you know, maybe easier to pack? Who knows? So I hope you liked this video. If you did, please make sure to go down there and hit the like button, share it around on Reddit, share it around to your other audiophile friends, because I know that not many people have this microphone, and I haven't seen many good clips about this one, the PodMic, right now, any videos about them, but I've seen a lot about the Shure SM57, which is this underdog type of microphone. So yeah, thanks guys, I really appreciate it. Thanks for watching.